plaintiff, Mary DeJesus, worked with the defendant at a fast food restaurant, but she claims the defendant was fired for having sex in the walk-in freezer while on the job. Mary's suing him today for breach of contract and an extermination fee. Defendant Monte Howard admits that he was fired after it was alleged that he had sex on the job, but he insists that never happened. Monte denies owing Mary for anything.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
All right, ma'am, you're suing your former roommate for $2,640 for a breach of contract and an extermination fee?
Yes, Your Honor.
Start with you.
So I had actually met Monte back in 2017 of October. We were both shift lead managers of a fast food restaurant we both worked at, which he also got fired for having sex inside of the walk-in with a former worker.
Inside the walk-in?
A walk-in freezer, yes, sir, where we keep our
food. Oh, the walk-in freezer.
Which he actually confessed to my witness that was true. So corporate ended up hearing about it. They fired him. But money was never really the issue because he always had multiple jobs. He works for the county of which we reside in, and he was a shift lead manager at the fast food restaurant. But he would be irresponsible with his money. He would blow it on his girlfriend or his friends, and it was actually affecting us in a house. And
he was blowing all his money?
Yes, sir.
That is not true.
Okay, on the women, you say?
One woman particularly, yes. No, that was actually another girl.
Oh. And that was not.
She was holding your money cold cash?
No, that's not true.
All right, what do you want to tell me, Frosty?
None of that is actually true.
Pardon me?
None of that.
You got caught making love in the...
No, that is not true.
All right, did they fire you for allegedly making love in the freezer?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what happened.
Because Mary gathered people and...
Made it up? She made that story up?
That is not true, sir.
I know, you say it's not, but I'm just trying to see how you came to the allegation. And when you don't give me a story and you just keep saying that's not true, that gives me the impression it is true. That's why I'm giving you an opportunity to convince me that it's not true, because she has said it is. And it hurts your credibility if you can't explain such an allegation and instead you dodge an explanation. Do you want to explain, or you just want to keep saying it's not true? Someone else believed it, particularly your boss. So you want to explain it or not?
Right. So Mary gathered people and I never knew anything about it, first of all. I waited to Thursday. They told me not to come to work. And then when I got there on Friday, we had a meeting. And then she had two other girls go up there and tell them I guess I did stuff to them. And first, I talked and worked with one of them, and the other one, I have no idea what she had to do with this, but Mary and Autumn sat down and talked to our district manager. So when I got there, they barely asked me for my side of the story.
Okay. So how many people was it?
3.
3 people?
Including her.
Okay, they all 3 came together and made up a story, just made up something out of the blue?
Yes, sir.
Just pulled a story out of the sky. Why do you think the 3 of them would want to get you fired?
Because me and Mary had drama. We had a lot of drama going back and forth.
You and the
inside the house and at work.
Okay, about what?
I fired her girlfriend for calling out of work and been saying she's sick.
That was before this accusation occurred?
Yes, sir.
Which that's actually not true, Your Honor.
Okay, and they didn't listen to your side as in who? Who was it that listened?
My district manager and the HR representative.
Okay, and you didn't at least get to explain it as you have to me?
No, they wouldn't hear me out.
At all? They said, don't talk!
No, they didn't say don't talk.
So how do you mean they didn't hear you?
By the time I made my way to the table, they already said they had everything they needed.
That's what I'm saying. They told you not to talk.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead. How do we get to the breach of contract and the extermination fee?
So we had signed the lease in January of 2000.
The 2 of you as roommates?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We
you
both
were going
had
to split the fee?
Yes, we actually had it split in 3, which I actually have proof for you, Your Honor, breaking down the rent.
Let's see it, please.
This was split in 3 ways.
Who owned the property?
The complex.
Landlord.
It was a complex, yes,
Go ahead.
And we signed the lease in 2018. 2018 in January. Rent was being paid perfectly fine up until, I would say, he paid for May. In the beginning of June, I came home one day and Monte's stuff was gone. Now he got up and moved out, and I honestly think he moved out because of the termination fee. I have that as well.
Why would he have a termination fee?
It was actually extermination fee. I apologize.
Extermination. Got it.
Yes, sir. Because he ended up having bed bugs in his room. He had multiple people in his room, which I also have pictures of as well, sir. Of the traffic that was
wall.
No, this was actually the
pictures of his
traffic in his room.
Let's see it, please.
Yep.
Various people, you're saying?
Yes, sir. The first picture with 2 boys in it, the one on the bed was actually Monte, and it's crazy because...
That's not no Monte.
It was.
That man butt ain't big as that. He's not big as that. That is not that man. That's a woman with a big butt.
No, the one in the red was his girlfriend. I'm talking about to your right hand side. Yes.
I don't see anybody to the right. Maybe on the next picture. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now they look like they're drunk and fell out.
On the right-hand side, it was crazy because the same day this picture was taken was the day that I found out about the bed bugs, that night. The only reason why I took that picture was because of the constant traffic. We had a complaint from our complex, and I wanted to make sure that the complex knew that it wasn't my company.
Get to the rent.
You said get to the rent?
Yeah.
Okay, he had paid the rent for May and got up and left, and he is still solely responsible for the apartment. We are still on the lease.
And how many months is that?
From July to December.
Okay, the lease expires in December. Did you try and get a replacement roommate for him?
I'm actually still working on that, sir, but because he's still solely responsible for it, I'd rather just break the lease because I had the exterminators come back because
and I have a review.
They still had bugs.
Let me hear from you, sir.
Yes, sir. Our first apartment had bed bugs. And then they moved us to a whole nother unit.
Is that true?
Yes, it
yes,
is.
sir, before we move.
Go ahead.
And then I have a review right here that's standard stating that the roaches, bed bugs, and poor drainage for somebody. And I have statements from my friend.
Let's see your review. This is from a person who had lived there previously?
Yes. And then I have statements from my friend.
This review came 1 year ago. Go ahead.
And then I have a statement from my friend that helped me move into the first place, saying that it was bed bugs and stuff too.
How long did you live there, sir, in this particular place?
It
5 months?
A whole week. No, the first place.
This place?
Yes, 5 months, sir.
In the first place you lived only 1 week?
Yes.
Why? Hold on. Why?
There was bed bugs inside of it. So they switched units for us before we even moved
So they
in.
switched units because of the bed bugs, right?
Right, and we all
and they move you to another unit, right?
Right.
And this new unit had bed bugs too, right?
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
And why'd you stay 5 months this time?
Why did I stay 5 months? Because
that's what you said. You say you stayed with bed bugs 5 months.
I didn't know they was there. They started coming out the walls and stuff.
So they weren't there when you got there, because I promise you within 5 months, bed bugs will have appeared. In fact, by the end of 5 days, like that first one you went to, they would have appeared. And the fact is, maybe you brought them over from that 1 week stay, and they just hadn't gotten to you yet. You were admittedly at a unit for 1 week that was bed bug infested.
Yes, she was there too, though.
I understand. She might have them too. She's not being sued. I don't know what her deal is.
This is the thing
she was itching for a minute, but that ain't my problem. She's not the one being sued. You the one being sued.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Yes.
Now, when we moved into the first unit, sir, it was actually the first day we got the unit. Okay, we didn't even move anything into the apartment. I was doing a walkthrough of the apartment. Walked in, I seen one little bug on the wall. Okay, I contacted the office myself. The office came out, verified that was a bed bug. After that, they were like, I'm so sorry about the issue. So none of our belongings was in there. Okay, it was not a week, it was 1 day. They ended up telling us that an apartment was not available for another week. So they ended up crediting our rent, which we paid for, deposit everything, onto a new unit. Went into the unit, did a walkthrough, they exterminated everything. Everything was perfectly fine, Your Honor. The bed bugs was not accumulated up until the beginning of May, which I had pictures of as well.
I don't know, ma'am. It just does sound a little odd or too coincidental that the first unit would have bed bugs, and now the second unit, we know they had bed bugs. So I don't think it's likely that he brought the bed bugs in.
And plus, it's just not my friend. She
Oh,
had
be
friends
quiet.
too all the time too.
You didn't say all that the first time. You so nervous and shook over there about being in that freezer, you can't even make your case. You can't even defend yourself. I gotta defend you thinking you the snowman, Frosty. Frosty. I know you did it. And every young man that can get in there, you got in there. Is it such and such? She fast. All right. So, I believe he had a reason to move. I believe this is what you call constructive eviction. And if they were there for 5 months, they were there with you for 5 months, and I don't see why you stayed there. So your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.
Honestly speaking, it is what it is. He's the one who slept in the bed bugs, not me. So he's still nasty.
I'm not nasty. Done with you, don't say nothing to me, and don't ever see me again. That's all I had to say.